Hey guys, welcome to another edition of the Chris Gunther Show. I am so honored to be sitting with one of the hottest gospel artists out, the one, the only, Mr. Jonathan McReynolds. What's up, bro?
What's going on, man? How you feeling?
Good, man. First of all, thank you for taking this time with me, bro. I greatly appreciate it.
Oh, thank you for having me, bro.
Now, I am a big fan, man. I was beyond excited to meet you at the Stellars in Las Vegas this past March, where, I got a chance to, go backstage and see how a lot of things were. And now you're on tour, the Make Room tour, man. How's the tour treating you so far?
It's been incredible, man. Every night has been high energy. It's been packed, really fun, great worship. God has showed up every time and given us something fresh for the night, so I'm loving it.
What have been some of the highlights of the tour for you personally that nobody else really knows about?
Well, I mean, just every night. I mean, the thing is, this is our first, real tour.
Right.
And we're doing it in non-traditional venues, which is very cool to me. We wanted to make sure that we start to create some room, make room,
right.
For, just the gospel music industry outside of, normal church venues. And so now we're starting to leave an imprint. We're starting to plant seeds in some of these places that, never really thought of this new wave of gospel music as a legitimate touring,
yes.
Genre. And so now we're making some statements, and I'm really blessed by how people have supported and helped me make it.
As a new artist, and as somebody who is getting ready to continue to grow, and how God is grooming you to do so many amazing things, and now that you get a chance to come out here to venues that aren't necessarily churchy, what has the response been from those who know you?
They loved it. I mean, they understand why I'm doing it. They understand, the point and the statement that we're trying to make, and just the world that we're trying to penetrate and invade. And more than that, every night, within 10 minutes, you forget that you're at a club anyway. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, I mean, God has been there. The legitimate, authentic worship has been there every time. So I want people to understand it doesn't really matter what venue it is. We can do this
right.
anywhere. You can have church anywhere. That's the whole thing about turning living rooms into life rooms, making sure that people don't just think of Jesus and faith when they're at church.
Yeah.
But he belongs everywhere.
You mentioned, Jesus and belongs everywhere. In this day and age, it seems like a lot of people have now become major air quote woke, and they say that, Jesus isn't even real. How do you, as a worshiper and as an artist, get those people to convert to saying, you know what, he's not real, but now I get a chance to have this real encounter with God that makes me say, okay, now I understand why he's real?
Listen, we're humans. All I can do is operate when it comes to other people. I can operate in the musical sphere. I can operate in the logical and the intellectual. And I mean, honestly, Jesus is one of the most historically verifiable
yes.
Ancient figures that we have. But even besides that, everything else is just supernatural. God has to do it. I mean, honestly, salvation is a miracle for
yes.
everybody. And so all we're doing is creating atmospheres to make people aware of his presence. All I can do as a nerd is argue or debate whenever it is possible. But
right.
at the end of the day, all of this is just it's a journey that each human has to take. They have to work out their own salvation, their own belief, their own journey of how this all goes. And I just believe that at the end of everybody's journey, they'll find out what the truth is. We're just trying to make sure they can find it out sooner rather than later.
Right. Being on this tour, what has God shown you about yourself?
That's a good question. What has he shown me about myself? To be honest, he's shown me that sometimes I overlook successes. Sometimes I don't celebrate the way I should. Because to be honest, every time I go to the city, it just surprises me, just the support and the love, and just how people have really, they've been listening to my music and listening hard and really appreciating it and letting it change their lives. And I don't think I'm as impressed with myself. You know what I'm saying? So it's just really cool to know that the impact is a lot greater than I even think it is, and that maybe I could smell the roses a little more.
My favorite song from you is No Gray. On this album, obviously, Make Room, everybody has so many different favorites. What would be your favorite from this album?
My favorite from this album, I've always said I don't have a favorite, because I really don't. I love them for different reasons. But since we just dropped the deluxe album, Make More Room, there actually is a favorite that was on there,
yes.
and it's called Try. It's one of my favorite songs. It turned out perfectly that night, no overdubs, just nothing. It was just that. And to me, it's just a great song about where I'm at. One of my friends was talking, and he's really part of the woke, black pro-black cause.
Yes.
And some of the things that he comes up with, I'm just like, man, I want that to work, but I don't know. That sounds like a pretty lofty goal. And he said, well, Jonathan, all we could do is try. And that just spoke so much to me, you know what I'm saying? Because he has so many high hopes for things, and putting black people in a certain place in this country. And it just really made me think of, all right, what about the Christian folks in this country, in this society? Sometimes we look at things and it seems so daunting. Even living a holy life seems so intimidating.
It does.
But all we can do is try and give a real, authentic try. And that's why that song's probably my favorite.
Real, authentic, that's exactly what you are. So the tour is here tonight in this great city of Cleveland, Ohio. Where's your next stop after this?
Going to New York, Brooklyn after this.
Going to Brooklyn. I hope that the Knicks can possibly do something good this year. The Knicks, the Nets, all that, jazz.
I could care less about it. You know what I'm saying? It's all about the Bulls.
It's all about the Bulls.
And the Warriors.
And I'm a Kobe fan, so you know what I'm saying. Kobe's gone. I could possibly, of course, LeBron's with the Lakers now, all that jazz. But
how feel about it?
You know what, man? To be honest with you, it's like I like the move, but it still doesn't feel real to me. You know what I'm saying? It's like,
you gotta wait till the season starts.
Yeah, I'll worry about that, stuff later. But speaking about starting, you about to, getting ready to head out of here. So I appreciate you, man. Before we log off, how can people stay connected to you, and how, can they support you?
Just go to JonathanMcReynolds.com. It has everything. Of course, find me on Instagram. I'm always on there. Facebook, Twitter, at John McReynolds. And make sure you go get the new deluxe Make More Room. You got the album Make Room. It came out in March. We just released 3 extra tracks, Make More Room. So y'all go check it out.
Ladies and gentlemen, Jonathan McReynolds. Make sure y'all like and share this video. God bless. Thank y'all for watching.